Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ today, July 11, 2011, 1:20 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama. And today's topic, I'm still having trouble over Casey Anthony's decision of not guilty. And not only that, the time that she has spent in prison over 3 years went toward her release time, which by all accounts she got out today, Sunday. Actually, she got out on July the 10th. And I'm having a problem with this. And let me say up front, not with a jury at all, because they did what they were told to do. I just believe that they had to discount too many things in order to come up with a decision they did. They knew that this girl was guilty. They knew that. But now I have another beef with the time involved, with the time that she is spending locked up for the lying. And I'll get on with that. And I'm going to use Roger Clements for an example. He lied to the grand jury according to the federal DA in, I think, one time. Casey Anthony lied multiple times and was charged by the courts for 4 of those times. And I think you and I both know that she probably lied 104 times every time her mouth was open. But the short of the story is she spent 3.5 years, or a little over 3 years in prison, and she's due to be released Sunday. That's just a few hours ago. Roger Clements, one time, they're asking for 30 years for this man. Help me understand this. Clements lied once. 30 years is what the federal DA wants. Casey, 4 times. A year for each. And on top of that, she murdered her daughter and goes scot-free. I don't understand this. And I can't make it any simpler than I did. That Clements, they say if he is found guilty, he will receive 30 years or up to 30 years. And I just, there's so much wrong with this picture. And his lie didn't cause the death, or his lie didn't cause someone to not be found that had been murdered for months. And what he lied about was something that he did on his personal time and was his personal business. Casey Anthony murdered her daughter and lied. So she goes free. O.J. Simpson murdered 2 people. Lied every time he opened his mouth. He went free. And if all of you don't know the reason that O.J. was set free, and it came out, and several of the jurors had the same answers, but their names were not given, and they would only talk under disguise and not their name and their you hear their actual voice and so forth, nor their picture. But they found him not guilty because they feared that the blacks would absolutely burn Los Angeles. That's why O.J. went free. If you didn't know that, that's the truth. So, what the hell's wrong with America? Do you remember during some of the Senate talks, one senator jumped up, yelled out, "Liar"? Now, is that person a liar or not? He did, in fact, lie. The one that said, "You're a liar," the one he was making reference to, indeed lied to the American people. I think that has as much weight as Casey Anthony or Roger Clements. Why wasn't this man held accountable for his lying to the American people after we placed him in office and in the position that he holds? What happened? They condemned the man that called him a liar. But the bare facts is he is a liar. And a liar needs to be called out, called it as it is. So why is it that our Congress and Senate too work under a different set of rules than we do? Again, what the hell is wrong with America? So if we hold the federal government to the same laws and standards as they impose on you and I, then we should put them in jail too, right? Our federal government is overstepping its boundaries and having two sets of laws, one for them and one for you and I. Do you want to know what the problem is? The government stands over the citizens of this country, and people, their employer, cows down to the barking that comes out of their mouth. In other words, we get chewed out, but we are their employers. We have to remember this. So I think we have the right to fire them. Oh, we do have the right to fire them. If you didn't know, we employ them, we hired them, so we can fire them. We must not let ever the government live under their own rules and their own laws, and you and I under a different set. The lie he told affected millions of people, and because of his lies, we paid the price and continued to pay the price. Clements lied, and it hurt only him and pissed off some jerk DA. That's the problem there. The DA had a vendetta. So I would like to bet, or I would bet, that this DA has a stone in his hand, and if Jesus said, "If you've never told a lie, then you cast the first stone," he couldn't cast it. He couldn't do it. Why? Because he's lied. He's lied. He maybe hadn't been caught, but he's lied. I guarantee he has. American congressmen, senators, president, everyone who stands to gain by telling lies have lied. Go ahead, Mr. DA, cast the first stone, but look over your shoulder, for what goes around comes around. And remember, the Constitution is not an instrument for the government to restrain the people, but an instrument for the people to restrain the government. Don't forget that. It is the law. It is for you and I to use when and where needed. It is for our protection, not theirs, because if we keep them, the government, from dominating our lives and interests, we hold the ace. They don't. And we have the last word. They don't. So we do hold the ace. And we need to exercise the Constitution and fire some of these people in the U.S. Senate, U.S. Congress, and throughout the White House. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.